I quite like it though. I quite like when these guys come out and talk about things like that, because I think that lots of people in their daily jobs as well will have those kind of problems. Yeah. So I think it's kind of, we're hearing a lot about it,
take yourself, Laura. You know, you've come on to a pretty dominated male arena. You've come into the show. There's huge pressure on you. You're probably having thoughts of, am I up for this? You know, that's just normal thinking. And you prove your worth as you go along, which you've done.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind talking about it either, actually, because I definitely felt that in the first year. I felt a lot of pressure, and I didn't enjoy it for a big part of it, because you're right, it comes with this unbelievable pressure. And I suppose the difference is that we have so much more access to criticism now with social media, don't we? We can't go on anything without someone commenting. You know, I get it all the time. I get, like, if I put a picture up or something like that, I'll get, oh, you're looking a bit older, or why are you wearing that, or what are those? And you're like, oh my God, you find things about yourself that people are criticising that you didn't even know. I put something up the other day and they said, God, you've got big hands, haven't you? Which is great if you play piano.
I've had the same conversation with Natalie Sawyer. You know, Natalie's come into radio, and likewise, and as you say, as social media opens up, there is an element of criticism. There are people who are just not going to like you.
Yeah, and there is a degree of learning to just deal with that, you know, and kind of going, oh, it's never going to be perfect, like, because we as people aren't perfect. But also, I think there are things, like Ty talks about ways that he learnt to deal with these kind of pressures. So he was saying that spoke to a psychologist. Not everyone has access to brilliant psychologists either. So there are other things that he was saying he was doing. He was like meditating and breathing techniques and things like that. So coping mechanisms, he calls them. And I thought that was quite interesting, you know, learning ways of, he says, just learning how to bring yourself into the present moment to stop letting your subconscious take over. So those kind of things, I mean, that's an alien language to a lot of us listening, isn't it? That we don't know how to do that. But
I'll tell you one of the proudest things I ever done in my career. I joined Chelsea, and on my debut, I got booed. Right, on my debut. Now, I played for Celtic, and there was a big link with Chelsea and Rangers. When I left the club, the fans were fantastic to me. And all I did was really roll up my sleeves and just think, whatever I do, if I'm having a bad game, I'm going to have a nightmare. Meaning I'm never going to be accused of not lacking the desire to be a footballer. And I take a lot of pride out of that, because you do get challenged in sport a lot. And a lot of these athletes will go through this loneliness. I mean, especially for individual sports. That's a really big ask. You know, you're individual, and if you haven't earned any money, and so everybody thinks everybody earns millions. There'll be loads of athletes who have gone to these games who have, you know, are not well off. They've been battling for funding, and they're struggling. They might have had injuries. This is a regular thing, but you still have to find some sort of battleware to combat that. And Tyrone Mings speaks here. I'm sure he's very proud of the way he's come through this, because, like I said earlier, Laura, he played really well against Croatia and really good against Scotland. He has nothing to fear. He's well capable of being an international centre-back for England.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.